2018 no doubt brought exciting moments for under-17 athletes from secondary schools across Lagos State. To keep to its promise to continue contributing its quota to the development of athletics from the grassroots, the channel's Track and Field Classics is returning even bigger and better this year.
We have done one or two things to make amends and get better in what we did last year. And this year, we have increased the event from 8 to 10. Last year, we didn't have high jump, we didn't have discus. But this year, by the grace of God, we're going to have those events because we believe those are the events Nigeria are doing very well before today in the international circles.
The talents are just emanating. It's better for us to recognize those talents, which we are doing, to capture them and try to develop them.
Channels Television is not alone on this journey. The Lagos State Sports Commission is also partnering with the Classic.
It's a laudable program because they believe that we can get them young, right from the secondary or primary school. So that is why they are organizing this kind of event.
Apart from youth engagement, youth empowerment is also a platform to reduce juvenile delinquencies to the PRS minimum.
There we go.
Okay.
With all said and done, then comes the unveiling of the running vests for this year.
Beautiful running vest. Yeah.
The countdown has begun, and the organizers say they are indeed ready for another exciting moment which the Track and Field Classics bring.
Yeah, you're welcome to the show. I'm Ken Ochonogo, and I tell you, yes, countdown. It is not 1 year, it is not 1 month, it is not 1 week. We are down to it right now because you can just say 1, 2, 3. In 3 days' time, we are going to rock the Balogun Stadium. Under 17 kids in secondary schools in Lagos, we are going to bomb those tracks. I tell you, we are going to jump, we are going to run, we are going to throw, because it is the second edition of a Channels Under 17 Track and Field competition classics right here in Lagos. So we are asking you guys, a lot of you will be resting. Tomorrow is public holiday. So just budget Wednesday and Thursday and said on the 13th and on the 14th that you will be at Teslim Balogun to cheer the kids. 61 secondary schools. And they are still counting because, you know, we have that list that we'll give to you. Maybe even today also we should try to go through that list and let you know the schools that have been invited to be part of this. It is the creme de la creme, the best of the very best of secondary schools in Lagos State. Not best in terms of physical structure, but in terms of those who are very good in what we want to do. That is running, throwing, jumping. Yes, track and field competition. So it's all down to that. You saw the unveiling right at the press conference that took place on Thursday. Beautiful track shirts that that they'll be putting on. The officials are ready. Of course, the district officers are already. The sport officers and all the signals are already, and then the stadium is set. So nothing is going to pull off. They want to see if some records will be shattered on that particular day. We're going to talk about that. We have a lot of us here in the house who will look at that. Before we left last week, we were saying the Golden Eaglets. Of course, they were now called the comeback kids, comeback Golden Eaglets. But when you come back too often, at one point in time, they said, how did they say it? When monkey travel go market, one day he would come back, and they didn't. It was against the Netherlands, and then of course they went behind as usual, came back, but then this time around it was just one comeback. The second comeback was just too far. It was a bridge too far for the boys, and they are back. But we have said it here, and we'll keep on saying it here. Maybe we'll that it is not about how far we go. We have won it 5 times. So what after we win? What is the result? After then, what is it? So it is not about winning. It is, I mean, how many kids from there have we identified that can go on to the next stage, and that is what it is. We shall look at that. A lot of the coaches, they've been sent packing. You know, the Nigeria way, sacking. The man didn't do well, And that is it. Why don't you keep him there to keep on that? It is not, it's just discovering the talent, nurturing the not winning competition. I think that is the purpose of under 17. You don't sack coaches under 17 because they didn't do well. They are fathers. They're supposed to pick them, nurture them. That is what they are. That's what they're supposed to do. Why the pressure on results? I should throw them away. All right, moving from that, we also move to the next gen because right there, you know, we have a new next gen champion. And yes, his name is Sinner. He doesn't see no, that is just his natural name. You understand? Yannick Sinner, that is his name. And we'll talk about how far he went, what he has achieved. Before we left last week, also, we were saying number 6. He needed just 4 points. That is what he needed. And then he went up there. He didn't do that in Brazil, but they went to Texas, at the Formula 1 in Austin. And that is, yes, where he cemented right now. I tell you this, who else but, you know, Lewis Hamilton is the second most successful Formula 1 driver in history. Greatness. In terms of number of poles, we know he's number 1. Every pole he makes is a record. In terms of number of races, I think the guy have 91 to 83. So probably he might break that soon. All those records, you know, he's chasing either belongs to him or belongs to the legendary Michael Schumacher, the man who won 7 championships. So, yeah, maybe we look at it. Jimmy, maybe if Jimmy joins us also, we shall look at that. The MPFL is back. We said so last week some matches were played. And also this week, the matches we played, we'll let you know where they are so that if you are close by, you just go and join them. The European League. What more can we say today? The earth will shake somewhere at Anfield because Liverpool will host Man City. It has been. This, you know, how do I say, rivalries. Sometimes Manchester United versus Liverpool, Manchester United versus Arsenal, Manchester versus Chelsea. You know, they keep on moving. The top 2. Last year, it was 2-2. You win, I win, you win, I win, you win, I win. They all won till the final. At one point was the decider. This time around, it might be a 9-pointer because if Liverpool beats Man City, they go 9 points. 9 points in November. We say the league will have ended? But then City says, that hoodoo, visiting you 16 times and not winning. Maybe the 17th time we shall have something out of it. The sports minister also, of course, you know, we normally visit him. He tells us what he does. This is a tweeting. It's our own Trump. He tweets. And then he tells us, instead of the ministry waiting for releases, the guy goes straight to the point. And I tell you this, sometimes we say, why over-tweeting? But some of these tweets also making sense. So some of us are also becoming a fan in one way or the other. And then that is what it is. So a very, very, very important tweet that we should look at when it comes to, you know, how we manage our structures before they become white elephants. I have Yemi in the house. Okay. I have Yemi in the house, and I have Yemi in the house. Let me see. All right. Yemi, how are you?
Good afternoon, Vias. I will let her start.
Okay.
Yemi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Yemi.
Okay. So, Yemi, she's joining us for the very first time because she's not alien to the studio. Because she talks, and when it talks, you know, when we talk athletics, you just have to go to one place, the making of champions. That is where they make them. They don't just say, it is not by name. Because who said that? You remember that? That which is called a rose?
Well, we smell
by any
good.
name.
By any name.
We smell as sweet.
Smell as sweet.
But this is not just the name. It is, you know, in living up to the name. I think that is it. That's what I was trying to say. Making of champions, the best athletic platform we have in the country today. And then we have their senior sport writer, Yemi is there. She has been with us. She was there from the very beginning last year. She covered the classics. She was also there when we unveiled. So nothing I'm going to tell him that is not going to tell you. Okay, Yemi, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here for the first time.
For the first time?
Yeah.
And for you know, the first off.
Oh, hopefully.
Okay, you saw that. You were there at the unveiling on Thursday.
Yeah, I was.
So how has it been since last year, and what should athletic fans be looking forward to?
No, I think it's a good development that Channels is coming into athletics, because at first we knew, okay, you guys were into football.
Yeah.
You know, so coming into athletics, it's a great development because that means more competitions for athletes. Athletes are always looking for competitions, you know, so having one more really helps. It's a great development, and I must say, well done to Channels, you know, for branching into our territory. We're glad to have you guys. Okay. And of course, I'm looking forward to intense competition. You talked about having about 61 schools coming.
That's about 1,200 and
that's a lot.
For 2 days,
yeah. And then coming, we hope to see like the best of the best. We hope to unearth talent anyway, since there's a secondary school competition, of course. So what we're looking for mostly will be, okay, the prospects, you know, what do you expect to see from, at least you don't expect these people to be finished material.
At all.
You know, these are secondary school students, but you want to see that, okay, these people have the potential.
Yeah.
That is actually the thing about under 18, under 20 championships. So, of course, we expect to see talent unearthed at that competition. And I think it will be fun. And I know the athletes themselves, the students will have a great time. They will have fun because for them, yeah, now you might still think, okay, the big thing is to win. But I think a lot of them, too, will just be happy to be part of the competition, to compete. They're away from class.
Yes.
You know, because I know as a child, that was one part I really liked, like physical education. Like, you're going out of class, you're going to go and run, you're going to do all of that stuff. So I know they're going to have a nice
boring
time.
classroom.
I know. So it will be an exciting thing for them as well. And, of course, we expect to see them put in their best. And the rivalry as well, you know, it's going to be fierce.
Yes.
You know, but hopefully, you know, they can do that without getting bitter or fighting. But, yeah, I expect a good show.
We expect a good show. Last year was our inaugural event. We started last year, and you were also there. Are there any highlights that you can recall that say this was what made, you know, your day?
No, you know, always seeing young people compete for me, it's really very good. It's exciting. It's something I enjoy. And then getting to see there were a number of students, you know, who stood out for me. Particularly, there was this girl, Oluwadarasimi, you know, because she competed in different events. She was in the long jump, she was in the sprints, she was everywhere. And I'm like, where did this girl get this kind of energy, you know, at this young age? So you can see that this is someone who really has that potential that if trained and harnessed properly, you know, there's no telling. I know, multi events, exactly. But she's doing the long jump, she's doing the 200, she's doing, you know. So imagine if this kind of person receives adequate training and monitoring, mentoring, just imagine how far, you know, they can go. And it's also something I would want you guys to keep tabs on, like, going forward. Like, some of this talent you guys get from this competition, like, just kind of monitor, okay, what kind of progress, you know, are they making? How far will they go? Because this is the starting point for them. Some of them might not even have known that they have this sort of potential.
Yeah.
But now, coming to this competition that gives them the platform to showcase what they have, they also begin to see that, okay, it's like I can actually do something about this. For the parents who come around, you know, they actually get to see their children in action. And you're like, okay, my child actually has that potential, you know. So that is what this sort of competition provides an opportunity for, you know. So it's good.
All right. You might not know how good you are until you try to do something. That is probably what he's saying. That you don't know, you know, you can run. Your parents don't know that you can run, and you just go there, you surprise everybody, and even surprise yourself. And then your path to life changes, because that is where talent takes over. You wake up in the morning and you're happy doing what you want to do. You're not waking, I want to go to work this morning again, I'm stressed. And, you know, you're excited, you are looking forward to it. So you are self-motivated because this is what you love doing. It is like footballers, for instance. A coach does not put you and you are angry. But if you are doing labor, they say, don't go and cut grass. My guy, will you be angry with your supervisor for where? You just go somewhere and say, man, let me go and relax. But, you know, you are a footballer, you are a musician. They say, don't go to the stage to go and sing. You are a dancer, don't go and showcase. I mean, for goodness sake, you get dampened, because that is innate. That which is innate is what you want to give out. And that is what Yemi has been trying to tell us. That, yes, you might surprise yourself because you don't know the potential that you have until you unleash it out. Okay, Yemi, you've been hearing.
You see, Ken, I'm really, really excited, and like you said, we're not counting months. Yeah. Neither are we counting weeks. What we're counting now is days, and it's 3 days to the Channels Under-17 Track and Field Classic. I was there when we started the Kids Cup 11 years ago. It felt like, this is something that will not last, especially given the fact that in Nigeria, like Yemi alluded to, there's been the death of competition, especially for athletes and sportsmen. While we're growing up, that were the youth funds of this world, the Principal's Cup, even entire sport among schools, everything seems to have gone down the hill. And like I always say, because we're not focusing on sport as what sport is, we just see it as a tool of propaganda. It goes beyond that. The commercial exposition that sports bring and how it even helps the country, builds and increases GDP. The sport industries are just to be like the 4th largest in the world. Brazil, for hosting the World Cup in 2014, said they created over 40 million jobs. You could come out and come up with a lot of things that sport does to people. So when meet like this, so channels, like I said, 11 years ago, first year, people felt, oh, this won't last. Second year, we came again, it was better. Third year, we went regional. Fourth year, we did the national. And now channels is international. And we've seen the result over the years. Zero
tolerance on 80, yes.
Zero tolerance on 80, which has always been a problem for sport in Nigeria. And with what channels has been able to do, other corporates are borrowing AQ. We've seen another organization picked up the Principal's Cup, which is being revived. Now Channels is venturing into athletics. Is the second year. We've been able to see what making of champions, what they've been able to do. Even in
everywhere.
Everywhere. Just the fear
Yes.
for the minister to have even recognized what they've been able to do. I think it's just wonderful. I'm excited. 1,200 athletes gathered at the Teslim Balogun Stadium across the schools in Lagos. Like you said, we can't wait to unearth this talent for Nigeria, because we need to replace the Choma Juwas of this world. We need to replace the Mary Onyalis. We need to bring back those glory days to Nigerian athletics. When Chioma jumped to gold in Atlanta in 1996, nobody saw it coming. Some people put in the work. We need to start to put in the work. Exactly.
In the work.
If we are going to come back to where we should be. London 2012, it was 0-0-0.
Yeah.
The Olympics afterward, nothing has happened. We need to start rewriting the narrative. And if we must rewrite the narrative, we must go back to the basics, which is the secondary school level, which is the primary school level. Let's start picking this talent. Like I always talk about the carousel that gives us this talent so that the national team can have places to pick up. If Bahrain will pick up some of our athletes,
and make them watch champions.
Make them one champions in 4 years. It's not rocket science. Let's put in the work. It is what it is. I'm excited. 3 days to go. Channels Under 17 track and field event. It's a place to be, everybody, please.
You be there. It's a place to be. Don't tell me and don't give me any reason for not coming there to come and share these kits. Don't, because it is not going to make much sense.